Hi there. Sorry for the really bad video quality today. My computer died, and it's like completely dead, and I have to get a new computer. And so I'm using my sister's really old laptop to do this vlog video today. But I was really missing doing these videos, and I figured that not having a computer was not a good enough excuse not to do them, so I figured I'd go ahead and record one anyway, even if I look slightly hazy because of the bad quality. But I wanted to talk today about a question that I get all the time, which is, how did you start writing? Or basically the story behind my first story. A lot of people sort of have this assumption that writers have been writing for like their entire lives, and that like when I was in the womb I was like coming up with stories about like my epic birth. And you know, ever since then I've been having stories in my head all the time. The truth is, I never wrote at all until I was in middle school. I mean, when I was younger, I would have these really incredible Barbie games, and I would like act out scenarios, and I would make my sisters have all these different characters, and there'd be like orphanages and like running away and epic, you know, scenes, and there'd be like these tragic deaths, and everything was like on this huge scale, and my family hated playing Barbies with me, and like my cousins were all like, Rachel's totally weird. She's not allowed in our playroom. They weren't that mean, but yeah, so I was obviously coming up with stories, but I never actually wrote anything until I was in 6th grade. It was actually a school assignment. Obviously, I was homeschooled, and so my mom decided that I hadn't done any fiction writing, and then I should probably write a short story. And we were studying the Reformation, I think, in school, and so I was like, okay, I'll write a short story. And my first ever short story was about a girl whose mother was burned at the stake. And there was like this tragic death, and the mother was like calling like her freedom, and she was being burned alive, and the girl was like crying on the steps of the church, and it was really intense, and I was 11. And my mom said that the first thing she thought when she read the story was, oh my gosh, my daughter is a freak for like writing about that. And then the second thing she thought was, but she's a better writer than I am, and I'm, you know, 31. And so that's when I started taking writing lessons, and then from then on, I just started writing stories, and I'd only been writing fiction for, like, less than 2 years when I wrote Interrupted. Like, 2 years prior to writing Interrupted, I had never written a fiction story in my life, and then, like, 2 years later, I was writing my first book. So it shows you that it was kind of like a talent that was just waiting to, you know, break free and break loose. And I've just been writing ever since then. And so that is the story of my first story. And I'd love to hear about how you guys started writing, or when you figured out that writing was a passion of yours, or something that came as easily to you as reading and eating. It's just kind of the way it is for me. And sort of figure out where you guys come from. So thanks for listening, and I hope that this enlightened you in some way to my not so fabulous and actually a little disturbing past. Have a great